Hello, everybody. So, I I'm Kai. If you're just new to my page, and if you're not, then welcome back. It has been quite a while since I actually uploaded a video that I kept online. I uploaded a video about a month or so ago, just for a collective pool, which is this is also going to be just a collective message. This is the first card out, but I do want to introduce myself or reintroduce myself and then just kind of let you guys know what has been going on with me. So, you guys aren't going to be all in my business, but just a little bit of what's been going on with me. I've been dealing with a little bit of eczema and then just dealing with a lot of self work. Basically, I've been doing a lot of work on myself. Having a lot of recognition and coming to having a lot of recognition, understanding of certain things. I wrote notes and then um, I wrote notes and then went past the notes. But basically, I have been recognizing what healing looks like for me and what it feels like for me, and how I have recognized that it comes in waves, and that even though there may be still residual things there after you've done the work to try and heal, there is the root cause. Basically, once you've done the work to heal the root cause, there will still be residual there, but I've just been recognizing that it's all about perspective. It's about the way that I choose to view the things that are going on. And like I said about my eczema, which you guys will probably see, well, you'll definitely see as I continue to pull cards. But in regards to my eczema, it's just been something that had made me a little bit more self-conscious of the things that I do. I did have it on my face for a little while, and now it is gone from my face due to diet change and mindful. I've been just being mindful of the things, my intake, and mindful of the things that I do put on my body as well, like lotions, etc., etc. But it's basically been for me, a moment of self-conscious and also a moment of recognizing that it just because it looks a certain way, and people are giving me stares or people are looking at me like, wow, I wonder what's wrong with her. Like, oh, and I know what's going on with me, and I'm comfortable with where I'm at in regards to what's going on with me. And that's something that I have had to really remind myself of, that I'm doing the work and that I am, though it looks unsightly to others, I recognize the healing. I recognize it. And at this point, that's all that matters. And I know what to do to continue to heal. And then I'm also seeing how setbacks can cause flare ups, and how certain environmental things can also cause flare ups, and things that have nothing to do with what's going on outside of you, and that have more to do with what's going on inside of you. So I've noticed that even stress or emotional outbursts sometimes can cause my eczema to flare up. So it's just been for the past 3 or 4 months, a real roller coaster for me in regards to learning and recognizing what healing is going to look like for me on not just as far as on a physical level, but spiritually and mentally as well. So that's just a little bit of catching up. I also had some insights today about early childhood and how living in a constricted environment doesn't allow you to grow in an organic way. So we'll see what comes up with these cards, because I feel like I'll be talking about that. We have constriction here with the 8 of Swords. And then just while I was shuffling and meditating and premeditating, I'm getting that if there's possibly a lot of you guys that are going through either battling with within yourself, or you're literally arguing with other people, but you feel that you're trying to stay away from arguments. It's like you're trying to stay away from arguments, but it's like drama keeps on coming your way regardless. There's some of you guys that are dealing with that. With the Eight of Swords here being the first card out for the collective message. Of course, I want to pull more, but there are a lot of you guys that have these thoughts in your head that things are not going to get better, that things are not going to change because of the situation that you're in right now. And I feel that a lot of you guys are really I won't say creating it, but you're allowing fear to lead you right now. And because of that, you're kind of not moving at all, because you're afraid of what's to come. The Five of Pentacles is still at the bottom of the deck, so some of you guys may be dealing with actual illnesses, or some of you guys may be dealing with ailments, or just feeling like you're not safe and secure where you are, and feeling like, and that has to do with literally, it can be your relationship, the living situation that you're in, your job. It can also be the relationship that you have with your parents. If you're living with your parents, there's a feeling of constriction there, and there's also a feeling of a lack of support, a lack of understanding, there's some of you guys that may be even experiencing a lack of resources, and that has you in a position where you do not, it's like you're not able to have the outlook that you would usually have on certain things because of that. So if there are you guys, those of you guys that are dealing with this energy of lack and feeling like you don't have enough time to do things, yeah, this one wants to come out. Feeling like you don't have enough time to do things, or feeling like you don't, or you're coming from a place where you're feeling like you didn't have enough time to do things, you didn't have enough money to create the life that you want for yourself, and you don't have enough support from the people that you want support from. These are the thoughts that possibly are going through your head. And how are you going to create the life that you want for yourself if you can't? There's another eight of wands. How are you going to create the life that you want for yourself? Excuse me as I try to fix this. And the strength card at the bottom of the deck. Forgive me. I'm going to fix this tripod, or try to. How are you going to create the life that you want for yourself when it seems like it's never been a possibility for you? That's what I was trying to get out. So there are some of you guys that have never really, you've lived in a household where you've never really had a lot. You never really had an excess of money, or you never really had an excess of support. You never really had you weren't provided an outlook that made it possible for you to believe that you could achieve the things that you want for yourself. So in that environment, there's the constriction again. I'm going to clarify this. I'm going to pull another card for the Five of Pentacles as well as the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Wands being the last card out lets me know that this Eight of Swords energy will not be around for too much longer. Once you recognize that you have these thoughts in your head, then you are able to kind of grasp. You're able to decide and choose which ones you want to address first. And then from there, you'll be able to free your mind. Free your mind. Man. All right. Five of Cups for the Five of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords in the reverse for underneath the. So some of you guys are actually questioning if you have actually healed at all. You're in a position where maybe you find yourself in a relationship where you've shown sides of yourself that you thought you had already gotten rid of. So perhaps some of you guys have just had this huge blow up with somebody that you love and care for, and you said things that you didn't want to say. You said things that you didn't mean to say. You said things that you did not mean. Not that you didn't mean to say. You said things that you did not mean. You said things out of anger, or you said things coming from a place where there was a lot of hurt. And this has to do with past relationships. It also has to do with some of you guys. This has to do with past life energy that is coming to the forefront in your relationship. So there are some of you guys that have a very soul honoring relationship, and this possibly is a relationship that you've been in for a very long time, where you're finally recognizing, wow, this, this isn't the person that I thought it was. Yeah. Lord, the synchronicity. That's the Eight of Cups coming out underneath that Eight of Wands, and you guys see my eczema there. But you're recognizing that this is not the person that you thought it was. And for some of you guys, this won't be a relationship that's romantic. It will be a relationship with your friends, a relationship with your parents, a relationship with maybe a close cousin or something like that. But it won't be a relationship that is romantic for everybody. It can be platonic as well, but there is a sense of like mourning in regards to losing someone that you thought you knew. And then there are some of you guys that could have legitimately lost a loved one, and are searching for or trying to figure out if there is a possibility for your healing. How are you going to heal from this? I feel like there are some of you guys that feel like I am not going to be able to recover from this. And I'm going to get one more card on each side. 5 and 8s here. There is recovery, and it will have to do with that detaching, the Chariot in the reverse, lack of balance, lack of drive. And I'm going to pull one more. It will have to do with, and then as I was saying, the healing does come for you guys. It does present itself to you. Even with all of these energies here, healing presents itself to you twice. Transitioning, moving forward, clearing the mind, and developing and understanding a clear understanding of what it is that what love is for you, what it looks like, what it feels like, that's for relationships. I'm sorry, I don't want 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Give me a second, guys. I want some water. Okay, I'm back. So it's basic. I think I lost my train of thought. It's gonna be about recognition. This is all about recognition. For those of you that have actually lost somebody, it's going to be a process. So you're being asked to not rush yourself through it, and also that have actually lost someone in the physical realm, to not rush yourself through the healing, and to allow yourself to the space to actually grieve, and the space to actually feel these feelings without beating yourself up for feeling them, or without feeling like you have to cover them up, or you have to put on a a mask that says, I'm strong. It's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to feel the things that you feel. And that's a message for everybody. It's wherever you are at on your journey as far as healing goes. It's knowing that that's the place that you are meant to be in, and not trying to rush yourself through anything, pacing yourself, because this is your journey, and it's all about your breathing and the way that you connect to the things that you feel. It's not about anybody else's perspective but yours. So that's a message there. Some of you guys, particularly air and water signs that are dealing with a relationship breakup, know that you're doing what's right for you. And some of you guys have children involved. Know that you're doing what's right for your children. And it's hard. I know it's hard. And you feel like this is something that continuously happens. This is something that's very cyclical, but you're breaking chains. The burden feels heavy. Like, yes, it does. The weight could possibly feel like the weight of the world. Some of you guys could literally be experiencing back pain and headaches and um, fatigue because of the weight that you're carrying right now. And it's not just relationships. It's not just your romantic relationship. It also has to do with these particular people that I'm talking about, the air and water signs. It has to do with your connection to the collective, and not just those that are collectively around you, which is family and friends, co-workers, but the collective in general, the collective, the universe. A lot of you guys this group that I'm speaking with, healers in general, are carrying things that are very heavy, and you're breaking cycles and you're recognizing them. And these things are challenging. These things are sometimes confusing. But I feel like there's a sense of poise and grace here. And there also needs to be a sense of pride. You guys should be proud of where you are currently, even if it's not where you want to be. You should be proud of where you are currently, because it's you have achieved so much. There have been many lessons that you have learned through your experiences in this lifetime. Many lessons that you've learned through this experience, and though you may have trouble applying each lesson and integrating it in a way that brings balance into your life, you need to know that just because it's not balanced now doesn't mean that you will not get there. Because I feel like there's a lot of hopelessness here. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't believe that they will ever have this thing that is emotional fulfillment for them. They will never have this happy family. It's like I've tried and I tried and I've tried, and every time I try, somebody proves to me that, it's not worth it. That's what I feel like. Some of you guys are thinking it's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. I don't, or I don't have to deal with that. And it's true. It's true that you don't have to deal with that, but it doesn't mean that there aren't people that are going to bring forth or provide things for you that you can and do deserve, or you can deal with, or that you want to deal with, and that you do deserve. Yeah, man. There's just a lot. This energy here, okay. Past situations. So it's being in a state right now currently where you are either reminded of past situations that have hurt you, that have brought up other traumatic experiences that have made you enter this mind state of either fight or flight. And with this card, with the Nine of Wands, it's not fight or flight. It's like, okay, at least for what I'm feeling right now, it's like, okay, so what do you want me to do next? Yes, you're strong. Yes, you can persevere. Yes, you can push through. Yes, you can. Yes, you are built like that, but do you deserve it all the time? No. No, you do not deserve it all the time. And then it's also, there's a need for forgiveness here. There's a need for forgiveness here for some of you guys, forgiving parents or forgiving a past lover for the things that they've done, and also forgiving yourself, because there's some of you guys that are really, 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 really beating yourself up about the position that you're in right now. And right now you really, this is what you require. This is what you deserve. You deserve compassion, and to know that strength doesn't always lie in being forceful. It doesn't always lie in being tough, and what is it called? Tough love, and telling yourself things that perhaps your parents used to tell you when you used to cry, or telling yourself things that maybe your big brother or your big cousin used to tell you when you used to show emotion. Knowing that showing emotion is the purest way when it is felt, and you know where it's coming from. Showing emotion and connecting with that emotion and understanding where it's coming from, and asking yourself why you're feeling that way. Those are the purest ways to heal through the trauma. And that's just my opinion. That's not law. Strength card. So you got the Chariot and you have the Strength card. So there's forward movement in all of this for everyone that is receiving this message. There's forward movement. in all of this. It's really going to be about uncovering the things that are holding you back, uncovering the things that you feel. And then there's going to be this need to address what fairness is for you, what justice looks like for you. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So in regards to rushing your healing, I'm gonna, yeah. In regards to rushing your healing or trying to hold, well, actually, there's some of you guys that are actually really holding on to a relationship that needs to be let go of, and it's kind of blocking blessings for some of you guys. And I think the people that know that's for, they'll know exactly that it's for them. There's so many eights here, so the laws of cause and effect are in full effect with this energy, with the energy of this reading. So many eights, and we'll have the just 5 and 5 and 10 and 9. So completion is here for you, a lot of you guys as well. Completion, rebirth. I want to pull another card for that. It's as I said, like whatever you're holding on to, whatever's like those of you guys that are holding on to this relationship, it could be a relationship, it could not be a relationship, it could be a way of thinking. So some of you guys may be holding on to this thought process that says that you have to, there's something to do with protection. Like there's something that you are doing that you feel is protecting you when it's actually doing the opposite. It's blocking the blessing. So either that's you being closed off and not being open about the way that you feel, not being communicative about the way that you feel, being dishonest to yourself about what it is that you're feeling, being dishonest to others about what it is that you're feeling, because you want to feel like you still have control over the situation. You want to feel like you're still, you want to come off a certain way. You want to come off as someone who has it all together, even when you perhaps don't at the time. So it's like there's this thing, you can fake it till you make it, but if it's too much, if it's too fake, then then it's just too fake. Okay. Well, with the number 5 being here so much, it there's a need for sympathy and understanding and release and surrender from a lot of past situations. It's like I was saying with that forgiveness, and anybody, forgiveness for people that have hurt you in the past, and for the things that you have done in the past that may have hurt you and may have hurt others. There's a need for forgiveness, and healing is available throughout this. It's about knowing that it's not going to be easy, and that it's not going to be cute. It's not going to be cute at all. A lot of people think that it's so cute. Healing is it's the real thing. You do the deep digging, and you lean in to the lessons, even if they hurt. You lean into the lessons, even if you don't always completely find understanding in them right away. But you're leaning in, and you are allowing. You're courageous, and you're allowing the integration to happen. I'm going to pull one card from my Oracle, the Amenti Oracle deck for a lesson for the collective, just in regards to this whole spread and what I was feeling throughout it. With these 8s here, though, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm all over the place, man. The 8s with the causes, the law and effect, cause of law and effect. Causes of law and effect are in play. So, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Causes of law and effect. Laws of cause and effect. I can't even speak English now. Okay. I'm going to pull one of these cards in a minute, but I just want to talk about the number 8. The number 8 is about destroying or rebuilding. The number 8 is also about, it's about material freedom. It's about, it's the infinity symbol, and every time that I see that number 8, all I think about with that infinity symbol is fluidity and being fluid and things being able to flow freely through. So when it's 8 and when people talk about karma, they talk about, people talk about karma, and that number 8, when it is with the number 8, like this infinity symbol, just, it's going around and around. And if there's something clogging that, if there's something blocking that, then you'll have this, it won't be fluid. You'll go here and you'll have to stop, and it'll go back around, and it'll stop, and it'll go back around, and it'll stop, and it'll go back around, and it'll stop, until you create enough speed or power to push it through. But it will never dissolve. If there's something there, it won't dissolve. It'll just keep getting pushed through and pushed through. The thing is, with this card and with the number 8, is that it will have to be removed. That's what I feel like. I mean, that's how I relate to the number 8 in the tarot decks, and just in general. There's something that is needing to be removed. There's something that needs to be recognized, or there's something that needs to be integrated in order to create a free-flowing space. So I hope that makes sense, y'all. With the major arcana here, we have the sign of Leo and the sign of Cancer. So any of you guys, relationship-wise, dealing with a Leo or a Cancer and having to break up, then that, hope that message makes sense for you, the way that it came out here for me. There's just overall, and some of you guys are going to actually be hearing from a past lover or a past friend as well very soon. Some of you guys may have been are clinging too tightly to the things that you're trying to manifest, and you're being asked to let go of the need to control those things in order for them to actually show themselves to you. So that's there too. And then I'm going to go ahead with the lesson from the Amenti. I want to pull, I'm going to, however many come out. I was going to say 1, but 2 came out. All right, yeah. I speak with sincerity. I speak with sincerity. This is also going to be about moving with integrity and seeing things from a perspective that is not attached to an outcome or attached to a particular personal feeling that you have towards whatever it is that you're speaking about or whatever it is that you're seeing. I speak with sincerity and I communicate with compassion is at the bottom of the deck. I'll also put that on top for you to see. I'm only going to read I speak with sincerity, but I communicate with compassion aligns with speaking with sincerity. They both align. And I just said I'm only going to read one, and then I was like, no, you're going to read I communicate with compassion too. So I'm going to read that too. I speak with sincerity is the number 9 in the 42 ideals of Ma'at, and then I communicate with compassion is 23. So we have 9, and then 23 would boil down to a 5. So the energy of that number 5 is there, right? I communicate with compassion. I'll actually read that first. And I speak with sincerity will come. Actually, I speak with sincerity first. This is 9 and then 23. Okay, so the message, the message of I speak with sincerity reads, the sun speaks to us each day as it rises from the east, its living language uttered in the daily warmth and its light shared without expectation of anything in return. The words it speaks comes to us through that which is unspoken, the selfless illumination of the celestial sphere, offering light in order to allow the symphony of creation to continue to grow and evolve. As we speak, we create. and our words are consistently spelling a direct result with each vibration of sound. Every word we choose carries its own power, our vibratory signature, and what we utter into the universe is echoed back through the spells we cast with our verbal frequency. If we remember the sun as we form our words, the metaphor of light and warmth can shape the context of our communication. The virtue of sincerity in the spoken word can manifest if we lead with solar language. Radiate warmth with your words, offer light with your intention, and speak truth without expectation. That's the Strength card. Leo, Sun. Without expectation. Let what you spell allow others to rise, to grow, to be illumined with love as the darkness of fear is dissolved. While the concept of language affecting environment may seem wholly esoteric, science reminds us that vibration forms and moves substance in the study of somatics, which shows us the visible effect of sound. Sound structures matter, and the mind is the matrix of all that matters. Mind your words and evolve matter with a sunny vocabulary that spells sounds of brilliance and sincerity. With each word, you have the opportunity to create a beginning, a genesis of experience, which can unfold as your intention is reflected back to you. In the very same breath, your words can serve as a catalyst for destruction if they are voiced solely from a void of darkness. Dark words spin webs of deceit, and lies will eventually trap you in your own delusion and illusions. The Genesis birth from a lie can culminate in the death of a star, extinguishing the potential for light in the dark density of dishonesty. If you wax poetic instead of waning with insincerity, you allow momentum to carry your journey forward. However, if you choose to remain fluent in darkness, the downward spiral will continue until you become fully and wholly aware of your choice. 23 is the message of I communicate with compassion. I'm going to do a whole nother thing on darkness and light, so that's going to be just that's going to be for another day. And that's literally going to be my perspective. But the message of I communicate with compassion reads, communication and compassion both share layers of meaning and manifestation. Each has the ability to affect through expression and iteration. Looking at their fusion, we may be reminded of the ancient Egyptian goddess Hathor, who was the personification of love, beauty, music, dance, maternal energies, and joy, and is further embodied as the goddess Aphrodite for the Greeks and Venus to the Romans. It was believed that Hathor's heart shone through life, death, transformation, and transfiguration. In waking life, she took on different attributes of Neters as needed. Animals such as the cow or the cat and the cosmos. She was often depicted as the embodiment of the Milky Way. In the life of the underworld, she acted an usher through the afterlife, greeting the dead with refreshments and comfort. Every iteration of the Hathor life force found resonance with tenderness and a type of sympathetic communication that expressed the necessary magic of the moment, as she could feel, sense, think, and embody within a twinkling of time. Compassion, as something to actively communicate, is a fluid ideal that transforms with each expression and sentiment, depending on what metaphorical cards are dealt, in coping with the situation at hand. A reminder of the virtues of compassion finds resonance in the suits of the minor arcana of the tarot, energetic correspondence of the elements of Hathor's heart. Compassion, like the suit of cups, which may be filled and drank